What's up, party people? This is the iPhone XS that I've had for about a month now, and this is going to be my very honest review on this phone. What I think about it, what I think about the Face ID, what I think about the responsiveness, if it's worth the $999, and I'll let you decide if it's worth it for you. So let's do this. So I got the space gray version. I've been liking the space gray on everything lately. Even the MacBook Pro looks really nice in space gray, so I love this color. And this is what it came with out of the box. You know, the lightning cable, of course. It had the little power brick for it. Came with the headphones, which uses the new lightning adapter now. And that's all that it came with. And one of the main things that bugged me about this was, am I gonna like this lightning adapter for everything now? Because I have my Beats headphone here that has a 3.5mm plug, so I had to go and buy this dongle. And almost everything I have is a 3.5mm plug. But I'm slowly getting used to this. And another thing I had to do was to buy a case for it. Of course, everyone's gonna buy a case. I also bought this little bumper case because I realized that this case was too heavy on it with this little glass back thing here. I love clear cases, but it makes it super heavier. My 6S was a lot lighter, and having this case on it made it a lot heavier. It felt like a brick. So I got rid of this and I bought a bumper now. So this bumper was a little bit better. But the thing is, I've already dropped this phone once with the case on. Luckily, I bought this case right away and I've already dropped it once. So I'm pretty sure it would have damaged if I didn't have a case on it. They did say that this phone is a little bit more durable than the previous phones, but the only way you're gonna test that out is if you're gonna drop it. I'm not gonna do that. And another thing with buying this phone was that I wanted to test out the wireless charging, and I always was curious if I would like that more than just plugging it in. I bought a wireless charger and I love it. I love wireless charging. I am a fan of the wireless charger now. So that's another thing to consider if you're gonna buy this phone. I'm pretty sure you're gonna buy a wireless charger. The cool thing with it is that it could just sit on your desk or your table upright and you just view it all the time. So I just love just tossing it on and it just charges right away. So I love that part of it. So one of the biggest thing about this phone is the camera, right? They talked about this so much, about the portrait mode and all that. And what do I think about it? I rarely used it. I used it a few times, but then other than that, I didn't really use it too much anymore over this last month. Let me grab this right here to show you guys an example. So with portrait mode on, right here, I'm gonna switch to portrait, and it's supposed to like blur out the background and stuff, right? But it only works with real faces. I thought I can do it with every object that I have in front of my camera. That will just blur out the back and I can adjust it. So I'll give you an example here. I'll take a picture of this, right? And then you click on this edit right here. So you can only do it to real faces behind here because it looks for a person's face and it does this whole software cropping, and then it lets you adjust the background on it. So I kind of misunderstood the portrait camera mode on that. And that's why I rarely use it, only use it sometimes on people's faces. But don't get me wrong, the portrait mode is pretty cool. Here, let's try it with this face here, right? I'm gonna go to portrait mode. Let's see if it picks that up. See, I think it detects it as a face. Another thing with this portrait mode is look how zoomed in it looks. If I go to a regular camera, look at that, it zooms out a lot. And when I go to portrait, it's just so zoomed in. So let me take a photo of this like that. So see there, it's probably gonna detect this as a face. I can go to there. Oh nope, it didn't do it. So there it goes. You see how it detected that as a face, right? And then I go to edit, and see it has this depth of field part right here where I can adjust it. So I can only do it to like human faces or this face mask here. I can adjust it. So it looks like that when I adjust it, which is pretty cool. I just wish I can do it to everything. So I'll try it again here with this and see if it picks up her face as a face. So see there, go edit. See, it doesn't have it. It just won't, it doesn't know that that's a face. So I thought it could just do it to objects and everything, but it won't do it. That's all these cool little color modes. There you go. Happy Halloween. Another question I had was I gonna miss the thumb scan? Because you know, all of the new iPhones now are Face ID, and my iPhone 6s had that thumb and I loved it, right? Just tapped on there and it just opened right away. I've gotten used to it. I love the face recognition. The only thing right now is that I have to scan it in where it will recognize myself with sunglasses on, because it will not recognize my original face scan when I'm wearing sunglasses. But it opens really fast with just my face. Look at that. I just swipe it up and it saw my face and it just opened right away. So the only thing is, you know, you gotta program in if you're wearing a lot of makeup or if you're wearing sunglasses. But other than that, it works pretty good. And another question that my friends had was, are they gonna have to reprogram all of their apps to use the Face ID instead of the thumbprint? And yes, you have to log into all your social media again, Facebook, Instagram, all of those programs that used the thumbprint before, to tell it to use the Face ID instead now. And when you set up this phone, you do your Face ID scan thing and it's saved on there as a profile. So when I logged back into my Facebook, it asked me to enter my password, and then I just told it to use the Face ID from now on. So I had to do that to all of them again. It just took a little bit of time. It wasn't a big deal for me, but yeah, I can see how some people will be kind of disappointed on that, where they thought it can just convert everything that was using the thumbprint to use Face ID. I wish that it could do that. Maybe there were some security issues with that. You'll see right here the camera is like raised up above here, so that's another reason why to buy like a little screen back here or a case or a bumper. And this bumper is pretty good. It has this little raised part right here where it'll protect the camera when it's laying flat down, and that bugged me about it. That's the only way they can make this thinner, you know. The camera needs so much in here, but that's the only way they can make this body a little bit thinner. The 6S felt so much lighter, even though this is pretty light, but you can tell the difference. The 6S was pretty light. And when I first bought this, it was pretty slippery holding it. I can tell like during the winter time or when it's cold, it's gonna slip a lot. Right now it's warm, so I'm getting a little bit grip on it. But when I first got it, it was a little bit slippery, and I was worried that it was gonna slip out of my pockets like all the time. So that's another reason why to buy a case or to buy a bumper, something that has a little bit more grip to it. And this is made by that TPU rubber material. So having that on, it gave it such a better grip. But the only problem was that this case was just so thick and made it so much heavier. So yeah, look for a thin case. Stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm gonna put on a really cool case that you're gonna like. I'll tell you this though, one thing that bugged me with Face ID, even though I love it a lot, and everyone does this in the morning where you're laying in bed and you just wanna take your phone and check it. You know, I'm laying down on my side, and before all I had to do was just thumb scan it and it'll open up and I can view it, right? Now I had to just kind of like lift the phone up, let it look at my face. My arm is all like scrunched up along my cheeks, and so it wouldn't recognize it sometimes when my face is all like scrunched up. So I had to like raise it to look directly at my face and open my eyes really clearly, and then it'll unlock. Another thing I was wondering was that, you know how the other iPhones where you can double tap on the home button and the screen will like scroll down halfway? They still have that option on this, but it's disabled. And once you enable it, you could just swipe right here. Oh wait, you can swipe down like that, see, and then it goes halfway. So I was trying to find that out for the longest time. I was like, how do I do this again? Because there's no home button. And I couldn't figure out how to like, swipe it to get the halfway screen down, because it is pretty big. Look, I can't reach all the way up there like that. So most of the times I gotta like go like that to like scroll down like that or something. So I'm pretty glad that they still have that feature. You just have to go to the settings and enable it. Right here, you'll swipe down the bar and it goes halfway, and you swipe on that bar and it goes back up. So right now I'm gonna give you a breakdown of what I paid for this and is it worth it? Because this phone costs $999, and with every service you have, I have Verizon right now, so they charged me tax on this, right? California tax was $77 on top of that $999, and then I had to pay another $30 for the activation fee. It's a one-time activation fee. So here's my first month of charges for this phone alone, $222. Can you believe that? Look at that, one-time $30 charge. Then I had the $77 tax. Look, $78 tax right there. Verizon charges $8.90, bogus. And this is just my regular plan, $70 for the plan, device add-on $40. So that's what you're looking at. So is it worth it to upgrade to this phone? I think if you have the iPhone 6, 6S, somewhere around there, it's worth it. If you have the 8 or the 10, I don't think it is. It's way too much, especially if you have the iPhone 10, just the iPhone X, the previous version. I don't think it's worth it. Just keep that one. It's pretty much the same. You just get in a little bit faster chip. I don't think that portrait mode is even worth it for that. The screen size is the same. It's a 5.8 and it's just as clear. It has an OLED screen on this new one. And then you're gonna have to buy all new accessories for it, right? If you're gonna buy this new phone, so it adds up a lot more. Whether you buy a wireless charger, and then you're definitely gonna have to buy a new case because your old one's not gonna fit. So I think only if you have the money for it, and if you have a really older phone from like the iPhone 6 and earlier. Here are some things that I turned off on the phone right away, right when I bought it. I don't really like the rise to wake, because every time I take it out of my pocket, it just turns on and it bugs me, and then I'll tap on things by accident. So I have it off where I only can turn it on if I press on this power button right here. So I turn that off, and I have it on right now to show you guys how it works. That's how the rise to wake works. And then I also turned off the tap to wake, which works like that. You tap it and it wakes it up, because I noticed that whenever I'm checking out my phone or something, when it's in pockets, I put it away and stuff, I'm tapping on it and it just turns on, and it was bugging me. And all of those settings, you can just adjust it inside general and accessibilities here. Another change they had was to take a photo of your screen, to press that home button and one of these buttons at the same time, like that, and it takes a photo. So another thing that did bug me for a while was I love the little battery percentage sign. And the only way to see the battery percentage now is to scroll from the top right, scroll down, and you'll see the battery percentage. That's the only way now. They won't show it here. I was trying to look for it and they don't have it anymore. So I just got this, and I'll put it on along with this bumper case, and I think it's gonna give it a really cool look. So let's do that right now, and I hope you guys like this video. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification button if you want to see some more. And the next video I'll do some accessory videos. So see you guys later. Peace. Thanks for watching. Get all the dust off of it. And this is all there is to the decal. Just gotta peel this part off. That. Once I put this on, I'm pretty sure I can peel it off and readjust it if I make any mistakes. Okay, this is like the third time I re-peeled it and put it back on, trying to get it perfect, and this is the best I can do. It looks pretty tight. You can tell it doesn't get all around the corners perfectly right here. I wish you can go higher a little bit there on the edges, but overall it's pretty good. So let's see when I put on the bumper case, because I think the bumper case will fill in that part of it. Bumper just snaps on pretty snug like that. Look at that. That is pretty tight. Yeah, I like this. It keeps it a lot lighter, thin and light, and with a cool little protection on the back. That's it, guys. See you later. Peace. Alright, let's set up a new Face ID. Come on, will it do it? It's not recognizing this face mask. It's not doing it. Oh well.